Since I was a little kid, I always thought that fire powers were so cool, bro. Like, who wouldn't want fire powers? You can literally burn people with fire, bro. And not only that, any nigga who is a fire user in like a cartoon, a movie, or in an anime, they're literally tough. They're either the main character, the second best character, or they're just a tough nigga in the verse, nigga. It's just the best elemental power ever, bro. Like, no debate. So, we're going to be looking at the best fire users in anime. But first, we got some honorable mentions. We got my boy Ace, we got my boy Yamamoto from Bleach the GOAT, we got my boy Natsu, we got my boy Escanor. Now first up we got my boy Roy Mustang. Now I'm not gonna lie, I don't really remember too much about Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, but what I do remember is the shit this nigga Roy did to Envy. So my boy Roy pulled up to help this nigga Edward and Scar fight against these ugly one-eyed monsters, and just by one snap of his fingers, he boomed all of these guys, had them looking like level 1 NPCs from a World of Warcraft dungeon. Then he told my guy Edward, these are our enemies, stop being a bitch. This man Roy ain't playing no games, bruh. Well, I mean shit, just by his last name Mustang, he better be a hard nigga. Pause. So now we have Envy chasing Chun-Li when she was a little kid. She does some type of alchemy thingy and boom the ground / roof into smithereens. They landed right next to the group, and Envy is now face to face with this nigga Roy. And I can't lie, bro, even though Envy was face to face with Roy and his whole party members, bro was not scared at all. He stood on business. So Roy is asking Envy if he basically killed his buddy, and Envy was quite literally trolling the whole time, bro. So Roy was like, look, I ain't got time to play no games. Did you kill my nigga or not? So Envy started laughing like that one guy in your friend group who basically laughs at anything and was like, congratulations, Mustang, I was the one who sent your boy to the nether realm. That shit had my boy Roy shocked. And Envy is still laughing, bro. Like, what is wrong with him? Or her, whatever. But nah, this shit was so disrespectful. Envy transformed into Roy's buddy's wife and basically told us that that was how he was able to kill him. Oh my god. And that shit sparked a fire in my man's Roy's heart. He was ready to send Envy to meet the Lord. Full Metal Alchemist. Not gonna lie, the first time I heard that shit, it caught me off guard, bro. So then Roy told everyone not to jump this bitch and that he wants the one-on-one fade. So while Envy is still talking shit, out of nowhere, this nigga Roy just boomed her in her mouth, bro. Mans was like, you ain't got time to be talking to anyone else while you're facing me. Look at Envy's mouth, bro. That shit is burnt. Roy's party then dipped from the crime scene, and Envy turns into this big ugly green looking abomination. Like, goddamn, this shit is ugly. This shit is the nastiest transformation I have ever seen. But Roy didn't give a damn how big and ugly this bitch was. Immediately he burned her eyes to a crisp. Another snap of those fingers and he's quite literally cooking this abomination of a transformation. Envy was not able to handle the heat of Roy's flames and his alphaness, so she skedaddled away. But even though she was running away, she was still getting boomed from behind. Envy was like, shit, turns into one of his buddies, charged at him, but that made Roy even more mad. He boomed her again. Another snap of the fingers, got torched. Snap the fingers again, torched her eyes. Snap the fingers again, flame on, bitch. Envy was getting tortured so bad, you would have sworn Roy was the devil himself. Envy started running away. Roy is just walking her down like he's freaking Michael Myers or some shit. He and the lieutenant then walked into each other, and long story short, that wasn't my nigga Roy. That was Envy this whole time. The lieutenant then shot Envy in the noggin, switched to the akimbo pistols, started emptying that shit at Envy, then switched to the marksman rifle, then started shooting that shit. Envy then wrapped her long schlong around the lieutenant, then boom, she got torched again. Snap of the fingers, torched again. This man Roy then started torching Envy like crazy, bro. Like quite literally cooking her ass. Nigga went full-blown choir instructor in this bitch. Literally turned her ass into a crisp. Envy then turns into her or his true form. He stomps on her ass, and as he was about to finish her off, they stopped my boy. He did all that shit, literally turned into the devil himself just because his friend got packed up. W friend though. And just for honorable mention, we gotta put in when my boy packed up Lust. I don't know who got it worse between Envy or Lust, because Lust got burnt to a crisp, and he used a lighter to burn her ass, bruh. A lighter. Like, look at this literal fireball he did against Lust, my nigga. She did took that shit like a G though, I can't lie. Everyone in Fire Force is a fire user, but this nigga Benimaru, oh my gosh, he's nasty. I've even heard that he's even nastier in the manga, so I mean shit, he gotta be on here. And what better fight to showcase his power is when he was fighting this nigga. Shinra and Arthur was fighting this guy, and I can't even lie, they were getting absolutely cooked. Then out of nowhere, a fireball minked this guy in his face, and when you look up in the sky, it's the GOAT Benimaru. This man literally pulled up, looking cool as hell, flying a flaming broomstick, bruh. He then threw the 2 flaming broomsticks on the floor for whatever reason, then told Shinra and Arthur that he will take it from here. He runs at Benimaru, started throwing those hands, and Benimaru is just nonchalantly blocking all of this guy's attacks. He then shoots a fire beam at him, but Benimaru blocked that shit with ease. Look at the swag, look at the drip, repel that shit back at him. But hold on, this fire demon is kinda strong. Benny then throws a mean right hand, but this nigga hand started shaking. But nah, my boy Benny was ready to tee up. My boy picked up a broom, set that shit ablaze, zoomed towards this nigga, minked his ass, and goes up in the sky like a rocket with him. This man is the drippiest fire user ever, bro. Look at him. Then we got this bitch with a flaming fire bow and arrow and a whole KKK fit on, shoots a fire arrow at Benimaru, but Shinra saw that shit and was like, not today, and flew up in the air to stop the arrow. This kid literally shifted gears in mid-air to caught up to this arrow, bro. Then he puts his bare freaking foot on this arrow, nigga, like, my god. Bro didn't give 2 shits that his foot might turn into ashes, bro. He was struggling to deflect the arrow from hitting Benimaru, but then he was like, wait a minute, I am the MC, I can do this. And with the power of his MC-ness, he finally moved the freaking arrow from hitting Benimaru. Then after that, this man Benimaru shoots a bunch of flaming broomsticks at the flame demon, bolted towards his ass, and hits him a flame power move, but that shit wasn't enough. But thank god he didn't kill him, because he gets to do a power move with the best sound effect in anime ever. And just like that, my boy Benimaru saved the day. But now we ain't finished. We got when my boy was fighting a whole group of KKK members. This guy tried to stab my boy, but he got minked easily. These 2 buffoons then tried to jump him, but they got put into a pack. They keep jumping my boy, but he and Soma, he is torching these niggas. Threw 3 fireballs, cooked these guys in the air. Next guy tries to sneak him, but he breaks this nigga arm. I'm not the one to play with, bitch. Then went full martial arts on this guy. Then to finish off the guys behind him, he set their heart ablaze. He absolutely cooked their asses. Now we got my boy Endeavor. Endeavor might be a messed up father, but he was the 2nd best hero for a reason. Currently the #1 hero. And y'all can't lie, when he was fighting the Nomu, oh my gosh, that fight was crazy. Endeavor and Hawks was having a little chitty chat. Then out of nowhere, this big ass Nomu flew into the window, bro. But Endeavor wasted no time. He immediately fired a fire beam at this big ass nigga. Endeavor then shoots more fire beams, but Nomu weaved it, held his face, and sent this nigga flying through the building. He then tries to torch his ass, but the Numa was out the gyms. I don't even know what happened here, bro. Endeavor turned into a blade, and he's bleeding? Nah, the #1 hero? That shit ain't happening to All Might. Hawks then joins the party, started saving these civilians, like, nigga, fuck the civilians. So now they're about to jump this nigga like they're Itadori and Nanami. Endeavor does the same attack he did last time, but this time he actually hits the Nomu. The Nomu starts regenerating, but nah, he ain't finished. He cuts the Nomu and the building into tiny weeny pieces. The Nomu is still trying to regenerate, but this bikini bottom ass looking ass nigga and his friend is trying to stop it from regenerating. But the Nomu did a shadow clone jutsu or some shit and started to split into I don't even know. The Nomu has now fully regenerated and now it's ready for round 2. Endeavor gets serious, started thinking about his family, and oh my goodness gracious, he is on fire. Mans is so hot that everyone around him is literally feeling the heat of his flames. He then shoots another fire beam, but this time it's way more powerful, literally disintegrating this Nomu, turning his ass into ash. But nah, this Nomu ain't giving up. He is still alive and he shanked my boy Endeavor. Everyone is watching this shit live on television. All Might is about to get a heart attack with his old dying ass. Come on, Endeavor, show us why you're the #1 hero. My boy got up again like the #1 hero he is, went straight towards the Nomu again with full firepower, summoned some flaming wings on his back, went straight for the Nomu, hit him a flaming left hand, but it didn't do anything still. But nah, he ain't finished. He got one more trick up his sleeve. He went straight up in the sky with the Nomu, started going plus ultra. And just like that, he showed everyone why he is the #1 hero. I'm not gonna lie, I caught the feels commentating on that fight, bro. Like, what the hell? But anyways, I hope you all enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe, and see y'all in the next one. Peace.
Bug Okay,